Go. And good morning, and welcome to Touch Base Daily, live from Namibia, which is my live at 5, and it's your 11. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Chris, what's going on, brother?
Nothing. Good morning, good evening to you. Halfway around
Yes.
the world. I'm good. Just enjoying this last bit of amazing summer preview weather that we've been having here on the East Coast.
I heard you guys got to 70 a couple of
No, we got
days.
to well, today's Wednesday, so we got to 78 on Monday, and then we
Mm,
were supposed to get to like 70 around the same, and we ended up over 80 yesterday. Listen, I had a
wow.
t-shirt, shorts, and sandals on yesterday.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I know in New
it
York they
is.
had 72 or something
Yeah,
like that. And then today was 68 or something like that. So man, I said, "Oh, now that I leave, the warm weather comes." But spring is around the
and
corner. Spring
it
is
is. It's
around the
next week.
corner.
Next week, the
Yeah, we
20th, I
sprung
believe. Yeah.
ahead. We've already sprung ahead, and now it's springtime.
And the funny thing
So,
is, like, it hasn't really bothered me. It's bothering a lot of people around me. Like, that loss of 1 hour is like killing them.
oh, it doesn't bother me when I lose the hour. No, it's when you spring ahead.
You lose an hour,
That's right, you
and when you
do. You
fall
do.
back, you gain out. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do feel it. That's right. I do. Yep, I remember. See, they don't do daylight saving times here.
Most countries don't around the world. And the
Yeah.
USA was supposed to get rid of that a couple years ago, and I don't know what happened to it.
Mhm. Like everything else,
Yeah.
bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. So anyway, it's morning time. I'm logging in the wonderful the people here from our Instagrammers. So getting that logged in right now.
Okay.
And then we'll say some hello. I see some people in the building.
Yes,
Oh,
there's some people in here in the room.
let's forget about Instagram for a moment. Let's just say good morning. The gold goes to Mr. Brian Young Creative, our friend and pal. What's going on? Happy Wednesday, fam, he says. And we have also Hannah. She gets the silver for today. She says, "Good afternoon, Ron." And then we have also in the building the wonderful lady. I don't know why I always have a problem. These names, some names, and it's disrespectful for not getting. So I have to say always Miss Golden.
I think Laity Golden.
late,
I think that's
late. I can't.
Laity.
Somehow, when my brain sees words, it doesn't translate in how I say the words.
Yeah,
And I
I get
can't
that.
seem to break it. I'm the same thing with Mont Populaire.
Letta. I think she
Letta.
has a
That's right.
pronunciation.
Letta. That's right.
Letta.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
thank
Letta.
you.
And I
Good
keep
morning to
messing her name up.
everyone. Good morning to everyone in the room.
Thank you, Letta. Thank you, my dear. Because in my head, I'm seeing it one way, and then I see it here as Letta. I knew it was Letta.
Yes, there it is.
I,
Letta.
I'm
Okay.
seeing here as in Laeti, and I'm like, that's not Letta's name. I don't know where that name comes from. So thank you, Letta. There you go. Yeah, it throws me off every time I see a screen name.
Now I
Duh.
won't forget. I won't forget it.
Now we won't forget it.
Yeah,
Letta,
Letta.
Letta, Letta. Okay, now we got it. So, hey, Omar's in the building.
Omar is in
He's
the room.
mm, from his plush corner office. So today here in Namibia, it's so hot, and it's normally not hot here. It's usually the high, which is my kind of weather, is a hot day here is 75 degrees. That's a hot. So because most people think Africa is all hot,
It's a big
steaming.
continent.
It's a huge continent with lots of climate differences. And here on the coast, which is the ocean's like really 5 blocks down, but we're on when the winds are blowing from the desert, the temperature goes up high. So you have these anomalies where they call, sometimes you get a dust storm where the winds pick up and it's not cool air, it's blowing hot air and the desert sand is blowing on the wind. So that was yesterday morning. And then today is just hot. But they say it's supposed to cool off. And I'm excited because I cannot wait for cooler weather. And I see it watching from Omar says, watching from one of my favorite diners. Nice. And then we have the wonderful Lisa's in the building. She says, morning. And so here we are. We're all here. And so yesterday I was able, thanks to the community posting and sharing, I put on yesterday's description all the links for Faye and all of the other insurance companies for travel. So you have a whole list on yesterday's program. If you go to that page, the description has all the links, all the top, and then it also has, we talked about banking for travelers. And so that's all in the description. So you can, if you want to check it out, you can check out yesterday's program, Community Time, and check that out. And then we also had the link for the STEP program for all American travelers that need to sign up, that should sign up for STEP when they're outside of the country. So
well, listen, I'd like to say this to you, just, and I know you know this, but just be cautious and careful now because we're living in a very dangerous world climate. And, a lot of people, even people that you would not suspect, are saying this is shaping up to be a world war. I mean, Iran is, they're throwing missiles at places that you didn't think will ever really be touched. Look at the UAE, Dubai, Oman, all those places. And Doha, yeah. And the U.S. government is not helping its own people trying to get out. You call the embassy, they tell you they can't help you. I mean, they knew they were going to do this, and they didn't make any step, they didn't prepare any steps to get their people out the way. So that just shows you that they don't care about you. A lot of people are financing their own way, taking long car trips to cross different borders to try to get flights back to the U.S. And a lot of times it's not a straight flight. They have to fly to the UK first, then back home. So just be cautious for all those that are traveling internationally. I mean, listen, everything that started happening weeks ago when Mexico was having its thing, like in Cancun and Puerto Vallarta, we were planning to do a trip in the Mexico area later this year, and we decided, you know what, maybe it's just best to stay domestically this year. So anytime if we are doing any trips, it's all domestic this year.
But you have to think it's also it's going to be dangerous domestically because
look at New York City.
And because this time I think is different.
It's very different.
Because we have a very stupid person at the helm. You have a dumb person at the Department of Defense. You have the dumb person, a young 23-year-old that's dealing with relations. That just got none of these people know anything
really
about foreign policy. Yeah, 23 and knows nothing.
Wait, didn't he have like a lawn mowing company or something like that?
23 years old.
He has none of these people have any experience. I mean, you've got Fox hosts, commentators running the country, basically.
It's America is very vulnerable, and I am one of the reasons why I was talking to my friends the other day because we were talking about another reason why I sold my apartment is because I fear for the day that there's a nuclear device or some kind of situation happens in New York where if something like that happens, all of your real estate is zero. And so since my wealth was in my real estate, I said I need to get my real estate. I need to get rid of the real estate, because if one day, God forbid, there's a tragic incident in New York and all of the property values go to zero because no one can live in New York, that is, yeah. So that was always my fear as well. So that was another reason why I
Well,
sold my apartment. That was one of my other reasons.
I mean, we have to be we've been talking about this for years, right? And especially in the last year before the election.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of stuff is coming to fruition. This man or this administration does not care about its own citizens. You know, they ran on America first, but it's always America last. You've got incidents now from over the weekend where you've got two young individuals that lived out in Pennsylvania, Bucks County, that drove to New York and set off incendiary devices. One did, I believe, explode, and the other, actually, they had three, and the other two, they were taken safely away to be detonated and analyzed by the FBI and other government officials. I truly believe you're going to see more things like this, because here's the thing: you've now awakened a whole subset of people, and for us to believe that there aren't, as they call them, sleeper cells, or even just people that have issues against the U.S. government, you haven't awakened them. I think we are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, there's people here again. If you unalive people in other countries, some of those people have relatives here in the U.S. I mean, some people that are unalived in other countries have relatives that are in the U.S. or the UK or any of these places. So the world is connected. We're all connected. We cannot go and say we're unscathed because of because it's in the Middle East. The Middle East, I mean, I did hear, I think, that Iran, the new leader, which is the son, who's going to now
he's even worse than his father.
He's even worse. He's worse. So the orange turd made situations worse.
He has because he has no plans.
Well, you can guarantee that you just killed unalive this man's father and his wife.
Yeah, yes. His wife.
His wife. So the thing is, his wife and his father. So you have to say, this man is going to have revenge to the day he is no longer walking the planet.
Yeah. Hey, also look at this. We have to look at this for what it is. This is a man that never thinks about anyone else besides himself. He never has a plan. He's bankrupted everything that he's ever owned. Now he's gotten us into a war, and let's call a thing a thing. You know, they tried to say, "Oh, this is not a war." Then you've got them saying it's a war. Now he's saying this is an excursion, like you're on the Royal Caribbean and you're going out on an excursion to go drink rum and lay on a beach. You are bombing foreign countries. This is a war, sir. Then he says, "Oh, it'll be over in 2 weeks," and then, "Oh, it'll be over in a couple of weeks," and then, "Oh, it's over, but we're going to still continue because we're doing so good." Gas prices,
on top of that,
are out the roof. California is paying $8 a gallon for gas. Let me tell you something. This thing started last week, Friday, I believe it was.
Last week,
I think it was last week, Friday, right? Okay. Well, no. It's been what, 2 weeks now? The day that it started, it's been 2 weeks, I think.
It's the day that it started. I was on my way to. I was getting my. We had just arrived to Mount Papalé, and so
it's almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it's almost 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks come Monday.
But the moment that happened, I said, "Ronald, let's go get gas." Gas was $2.79 to $2.89. for regular, when you go to a regular gas station, we typically buy gas from Costco. It's always anywhere between 10 to 15 cents cheaper. And literally the day after or 2 days after, when I was like, let's go get gas, gas has started going up like 20 cents. I paid $2.69 at Costco. 3 days later, when we looked at gas, it was over $3. Gas now is sitting
Yeah.
at $3.49 in the state of $3.39, excuse me, in the state of Delaware. And it's only going to go up. The Strait of Hormuz, where a lot of these tankers come from, 20% of the oil that comes for the rest of the world comes from there, is shut down. Someone brought up
And
a really
they're mining it. And they're putting mines.
Yes. And then the other
they're
thing too is
mining the strait.
someone said, I was watching something yesterday, said, what happened to all of the US's oil reserves? The reason why we have oil reserves is for these particular moments when the gas price around the world is going up. We have oil reserves that we can use to keep prices low. Why aren't we using them?
Because it's going to get worse. You can't use it until it gets worse.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, this week, Friday, will be 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, hey, Gwendolyn's in the building. Let me if she wants to come on, she gets more than welcome.
Come on down.
Come on down, Gwendolyn. I'm going to send an invitation to Elise and Gwendolyn in case they wanted to pop in. And my website. I have a new I have Wi-Fi now, which is great. I'm so excited. a little slower than the one that's at home. But
it's all right though. You couldn't tell. We got a clean signal. Yeah, Gwendolyn. I mean, look, she said she's paying $60 for 3/4 of gas yesterday, for 3/4 of a tank yesterday. It's $4.10 where she's at, which is crazy. Listen, we're not letting our gas. Now, thank God, we actually just bought a new car almost a month ago now, and we knew we were not getting an all gas car. That just wasn't something that was in the books. And we were looking at getting either a plug-in or just a regular hybrid plug-in, and we decided to get the hybrid. Say the best decision probably that we've made in 2026, because we're getting almost sometimes 500 miles per tank, and most of it when you're doing city driving is on electric. But we try not to let the gas go down to like half a tank, and that's typically getting us to about a week and a half. Typically, we would fill up every week. Now, if we were to run our gas to zero, it would take us about two plus weeks to get to there. So, you have to really strategize and think ahead, especially now. Gas is about to go through the roof. I sympathize with people that live in California and out in the West, because these gas prices, this is ridiculous, and it's only just starting.
Well, they also said this one woman was interviewed. She usually pays something like $60 or $70 for gas per week on her. I guess she has an SUV. Anyway, she ends up now paying, as of yesterday, $107. So
you can't sustain that. That's ridiculous.
100. So that's $40 extra a week. So that's $160 extra.
Yeah, $160 a month. And then you have to think about it. Gas prices are up. Food is up. Electric bills are up. Just utilities in general are up. Rent and mortgages through the roof. As a matter of fact, we're looking at our complex. You can always go and see the stats on like the availability within the complex. We realize there's a lot of availability in our complex last month and this month, and it's because a lot of people weren't renewing the leases because the rent's so high.
Yeah.
And like, what are people supposed to do?
And just like what happened during COVID, now everyone's going to take advantage in raising their prices, because that's what people do. They're going to take advantage of the situation and raise prices. We're all together, except we're missing Elise, though. We're missing Elise, but we're together. It's so good to see everyone now that I have a routine.
You're not traveling the world every other day.
That travel is over for the most part. I am now home
for the next few months.
For the next few months, yes. What's up, Gwendolyn? How are you doing? You were on the road this week as well.
Yeah, yes, I was on the road. I was looking at Omar's comment about shopping at Kroger. It does pay to shop at Kroger, especially on Fridays when you get 4 times the fuel points.
Really?
Mm.
Yes, if you do it right, you can save a good penny, like a good couple of pennies. So I had to use a couple of my points yesterday because I don't typically travel a lot, but I had to get gas because we're moving more now. And it was, like I said, it's $4.10 a gallon. I was like, $4.10? It was $3.50 for regular gas. Regular gas is $3.50 a gallon.
Mm.
I was hot yesterday. I was hot.
But you know what's even worse? But you know what's worse? America, there is a buffer for the prices in America for gasoline. That buffer does not exist in Europe or here in Africa or in Asia.
Yeah.
And so wherever you are paying in the US, some places are paying 3 times as much. So think about that. So if you had, because when I was in France, when I was in the gallon was $8 a gallon. And that was before the war.
You mean a liter?
Liter, right? A liter,
Okay.
right? A liter. And it was.
And gas is always expensive over there to begin with.
Always. So I can't imagine what the prices are now a week later after the war.
Hold on, I want to put Omar's comment on the screen. What happened to all that oil we hijacked in Venezuela? Like, seriously, what happened to that? Like, we went and did regime change there and took all the oil and quote unquote controlling it. Where's that?
Well, first of all, the oil is still in the ground.
Very much.
That part.
Because also, in Venezuela, the reason why there's oil in the ground and others have not done anything with that oil is very difficult to I don't know what they call it, rigging it and to get into the ground,
to
get
drill.
the oil,
drill.
It's a lot of logistics to do it in Venezuela.
And they don't have the infrastructure.
And they don't have the infrastructure.
And American companies don't want to go in there and spend the investment to do it. So that's why I was like, why would you do this? And American companies don't want to go there. And it's not ours. Like, it's not ours.
I got an alert before I sat at the computer, and it said that Kenkels was like, well, this is almost over because there's nothing left to bomb, pretty much, right? Nothing left to target. Nothing left to target. And so I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, I must be so proud to be in a country that goes around bombing people just because they feel like doing it. Like you go around literally killing kids, not once, but you hit it twice.
Young schoolgirls. Yes.
Right. And we must
lie
so
about it.
Proud, and then lie about it. It's like when you have small people in charge, this is what you get. This is what you get.
Yeah.
It's just
small, petty, horrible, brain dead people.
That's that small P in action.
Small all around.
Compensation.
That's what this is all about. I mean, we all know the reason why he originally got elected was because he was compensated because he felt slighted at the correspondence dinner. This is what all of this is about. He's never gotten over it. And we are the ones that are paying because he's a small-minded little peon.
Well, and guess what? His people that were following him are waking up. But we're like this. We're saying, wait a minute.
Who cares?
We saw the writing on the wall. But these stupid people like the Rogans and all of them that are now, he's betrayed our trust. Well, didn't we tell you? It's ridiculous. So anyway, I saw here also I put into the starred section my dinner party yesterday. So today, I mean, it's quiet, but we had a dinner party. So 2 friends were from here, were visiting from London, or I should say not UK, Cornwall, UK, and we had a big dinner with Paul's friends, and I met so many cool people, and we had so much fun. And then my buddy who lives in Atlanta, well, used to, lives across the street. So he was over, he came by, and we just had a beautiful time. Delicious food. Paul and his best friend from UK, they both could cook. So they whipped up a meal. There was like 20 bottles of wine that we went through. Well, they went through.
Wow.
And then at some point I said, I'm out. It's time to go to bed. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun, lots of laughter. And you know what was so beautiful about it? And I was telling Paul this morning, is that it was so beautiful to be around. Obviously, I mean, we do it all the time, but it's always good when you see it and you feel it when you're around your people, Black folks just having intellectual conversation. And we were talking about prison systems. We were talking about the medical, because she's in the medical field, and her husband's in the medical field. And and then the other person was an engineer, and the other person. So we're talking all this sophisticated conversation. And I'm sitting there like, you don't need TV when you have conversation like this. And I mean, the little TV was over here, but we were just having such an amazing time, just chatting on multiple subjects throughout the night. You just go from, like Gwendolyn and like all three of us do. We can talk and go from one subject to the next subject to the next subject. And then you say, it's time to get out. We need to get off the phone, or we need to get off we have to leave. We have to sum it up, because the conversation is so rewarding and we're sparring and learning from one another. It was priceless last night. So the dinner was excellent. The food was excellent. The conversation was excellent. And they were like, so Ron, is this going to be your new home? I was like, well, I'll let you know in about a year or two. But I have to tell you, I could fit here. I can fit in. The only thing that is if it's a disadvantage or a negative, because I'm such a clean freak, is that it's the desert. And so there's always dust and sand. So you can wipe the counters down in the morning, and by the evening, you can wipe them down again. Living in the desert is no joke. And
you will get used to it, though.
Yeah,
you'll adjust.
It's easy. I'm enjoying that. Like I said, the people, the beaches 5 blocks down down this direction, and the dunes behind me. It's perfect living. And I'm still working. I'm still working on projects. I'm still working on a renovation in Baldwin, Long Island. So now we're into the painting stage. So I was like, okay, that's good. At least I get to send out the invoice at the end of the month. And that keeps, that pays for all the stuff that I've been doing, especially the vacation part of, it's been from one country. I can't believe I've been to 4 countries and 7 cities in 4 weeks.
I will say this. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching vicariously through your travels. It makes me miss it a little bit. But like, it's really nice to see people live their authentic self and just do what makes them happy. There's nothing more rewarding than that. And, it doesn't even have to be me. It can just be like knowing that someone I know is really living the life they want to live brings me joy. So I've really enjoyed watching you. And I haven't really seen anything from Africa yet because I haven't had the time to sit down and to really watch it. But when you pop on occasionally, like randomly throughout the day, I'll like jump in and just kind of watch in the background. But it's nice to be able to do that. Like the fact that we are living in a time where someone is off traipsing across the world and you can see them like live in that moment. We couldn't do this 20 years ago. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah. We're living in a great time of technology, but I will share what I did share yesterday. And this was a quick video that I created So in the mornings, I would get up, or just I've been here 3 days now, and I'm in my zone photographing, and so these are some of the photographs that I came up with over the last 2 days. Here we go.
Oh,
So that's it. And it was just my little quick little, you because you're clicking away. Your camera's with me. My camera's with me everywhere I go. and and there's so many scenes that just fall right into your lap, and you just start shooting. And then somewhere out of the 4 or 5 photos you take, you're hoping for the good one. And then you may get the good one, and then you go, oh man, this is a good one. Or then sometimes you're taking photos and you don't get a good one. You guys,
and that's all right too, though.
that's all right too, because it's in the production of the journey. And I take in my head Gwendolyn's voice in my head all the time saying, enjoy the moments. So sometimes when I would get, like when I was in Germany or when I was in France and I wanted to take something, I was like, oh, I want to take a picture. I want to do. And then I said, wait a minute, calm down, breathe, take in the moment. And so this trip has been teaching me patience and to slow it down, because the rest of the world does not operate in fast speed like in New York. This People are just moving around, just taking their time, and you have to remember you are on their time and not the other way around.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn,
I was going
yeah,
to say, as you were talking about that, and we mentioned being intentional, in life
yeah,
and being present. What's interesting, if you think about it, we often believe that we have to go outside of our home to have these exploratory moments. When the fact of the
hmm
matter is, you are, as you say, a guest in this country, right? But there are people who see it every day and may not appreciate it, the same way that there are New Yorkers who have never actually experienced New York City. So all
true.
of us have this chance that if we actually took the time to plant our feet and be present in whatever moment we're in, we could see the daily beauty that's actually surrounding us. We just choose not to because we're caught up in someone else's rat race. But that beauty and that joy is around us every single day if we just stopped. Like, just be in the moment. Look around and see the people who are smiling and laughing, and whatever it may be. It could be the rain, it could be all the whatnot. Somebody lost their
hmm
chickens around here the other day. I don't know what that's about. But there's all the stuff that's happening right here in front of us, and we just have our blinders on, right? Like, we are
Yes.
surrounded by a lot of beauty and joy. We just need to be more present and intentional with our time while we're here.
hmm
Absolutely. Well said.
I have moments.
So
I have moments.
Hey, Ron, answer. Here's something that someone's asking: what is the currency there, and what's the difference between that and the U.S. Dollar?
that's a good question. As a matter of fact, I'm always looking at the app for it every day. So let me go. So the great thing, did you guys know, for those that have an Apple phone, that in your calculator, there is a currency, built into it. You just flip into it and you just go right to the currencies, and it gives you all the other stuff. So I can go in here. Let me just go to that page, my utilities and I should say my tools. So I can go into my app, my calculator, and then it gives me USD and Namibia. So let me just put $1 in. $1. Hold on a second. $1. Okay, here we go. So $1 of our dollar is $16.38 of their money. So a lot of items you may go into a store and it says $59 and you're like, what? In your head until you realize that 59 in Namibian money is, you put in there and you go $59 is really $3.60 in American dollars. So but then also some items are much cheaper here because people just don't, their salaries are lower, so they don't make lots of money here. So you have to each city that I went to, their adjustments is based on how people live in their real world. So the average salary, however, all of these places that I visited, Mount Populaire, um, Paris, um, Porto, Lisbon, all of them are dealing with a crisis. And that is, wait for it, drum roll, Americans. The Americans are leaving America at such a fast rate and moving to all of these countries. And they're moving into the neighborhoods. And one of the challenges is that the American has a lot more money to work with. And so as the Americans are coming in and the people from the UK are coming in and other wealthier countries, I use that with a quote mark because America is not really wealthy, but they bring up all of the prices, which we, like in Brooklyn, we call it gentrification, right? Because another color is moving in and moving the prices up higher. The colonizers, I always say. But here, the Americans are moving in and they're buying up property everywhere, those that can afford it. And also, they go into these cities and say something like, for instance, when I was in Paris, but when I got to Lisbon, it was really crazy. I had a Bolt, which is like equivalent to Uber, and the highest fare I spent was $12.99 to travel about 4 or 5 miles. In New York, my Uber costs every time I leave the house is $50 to go from New York, from Jersey to Midtown, can range up to $90 to $100. So you don't realize how much prices in America have gone up
Hmm.
compared to the rest of the world, but yet they're still dealing with a challenge because Americans will come in and say, which I had to learn to shut my mouth because in my head I'm like, this is dirt cheap. This is, but you don't want to say that because you want those prices to stay in line with the people that live there. And so what was happening is that people would say stuff like that, and then people would say, "Oh, I can raise my prices because of the Americans. Prices go up," but then the regular person can't afford it. So that's the dilemma that's happening around in all of these cities that I've been to. Is the challenge of people that come from America, UK, pretty much those two countries, are changing the dynamics of the financial equations that are now, there's adjustments happening and the locals are not happy. They can't afford what they used to be able to afford with no problem. So yeah, so that's with the currency. The currency change is 1 to 13, and I'm always using my little app here, which is keeps me in the know. And again, like we did yesterday, you have any other questions, feel free to ask questions. I love the questions. That's how we learn. But I did want to read to you something that at first I challenged to, should I read it? And then I said, well, you know what? Why not read it? Because this is going to, this will encourage you of why I do what I do and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'll try to read it I will not tell you the person's name. But it says, Ron, oops. Hope you had a great day and enjoyed a hot pretzel. I just saw you type this saying today by my picture has been laying up against a wall for the past year collecting dust. I think I stopped believing, or rather, I just got so consumed with stuff after I found out I had colon cancer. Life just went on super speed. Anyway, all of this to say, you have been giving me life. Watching you move forward after your diagnosis, I really was stuck, and I'm really able to see it's time for me to move forward too. This is just another sign of confirmation. The universe is using you. You are affecting lives in such a positive way as you connect with the world. Thank you, friend. I got three of those letters from people random that watch what we do here. And I was like, this is why we do it. This is why you go out and do the thing you are called to do. And you don't know who is touching when you're doing it. And so when I saw that, I sat on the, when I got this, I was in Germany, and I sat on the side of the bed, and I just, I get a little mushy. Some little tears start rolling down my face because every little thing we do in social media on these platforms, we have a reach that you don't even know how much of a reach you have until someone gives you feedback. And I have to say that really blessed my heart, and it fueled me to keep going. And it gives me a whole new level of to do what I'm doing and to be smarter and to be wiser and to use these moments to help people. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, is that whatever you decide to do, and if you decide to do a platform, if you ever decide to get out into the world and just do your thing, there's someone watching, and you may be saving someone's life or giving them a better life. So I thought I should share that.
Can I
That's
jump
awesome.
on your mental thought?
Yes.
And I'm gonna take you back to a place that you probably don't want to go, but you have to give it there. Remember how we talked about wake?
Yeah.
So Ron and I come from a retail background where one of our philosophies and how we operate is to think about your wake like the wake of a boat. You know, the boat goes out into the water and it goes out, but you don't see the ripples that are behind it. And even though you were in that boat 2-3 hours ago, someone is being impacted by those ripples. And so every single person has wake. There is always somebody who is looking at you, and everything that you choose to do or choose not to do impacts another person. So it could be as big as someone who is a singer or a writer, someone who's on the stage in theater. It could also be, and is also, the person who you see at the park who picks up trash and puts it in the trash can. And then you say, wow, this person cares about this park so much that they're going to pick up trash and put it away. It has now touched my heart to be more aware of what's happening in my community. Everybody has that wake. Some of us are lucky to hear about it, like Ron, and then others of us will never know how we impacted someone's life, but everyone has that power. Every single person has it. When you wake up in the morning, if I may, the good Lord woke you up this morning. He woke you up for you to continue in your purpose.
Yeah.
So it is your choice to do what you are supposed to do, because that's what it is. Now, Ron and I, we've had these chats, I don't know how many times. We've had them a thousand times, right? You know, people are actively looking to create some legacy. No offense, I find that to be a little fake and fraud. It's like, if you were doing what's in your heart, your wake by nature is going to touch people. You just don't know how
Yeah.
many people you're touching. You have
Yeah, just
no idea.
get out there and do it. Like, for instance, I look at, Chris and his, the conference call. How many times have on a sad day, or not, I should say a sad day, but a day that may have been challenging, and then you throw on the conference call and you see Chris and his gang, and they're just saying the craziest of crazy things about the show. And I don't even watch the show, but I am so, the actual drag race.
Yeah, I know.
But I love when Chris and them are talking about it. It makes me laugh. It makes me happy. I leave from his show and with the gentleman there with him, his husband, and what's his name?
TJ.
TJ. Sorry, TJ, if you're watching. TJ is, and then now watching how Ronald has stepped up in such a way where he just goes in and shares. It's really so. Again, our platforms bring joy to people if we allow it, and we just do the thing that we love to do and just share with the world.
Yeah. Can I say something about that too? And it's funny, we have conversations internally, the three of us, about the show and how we do it. We look at this in a way for us as escapism. I do the show with you here. We talk politics. We talk about some heavy subjects. And then I have my other show that I do that deals with some interesting topics, but they can be heavy at times. Then we're living in a world where it's just always heavy. It's so nice to have that hour that we use to record that show as a retreat, to kind of like just have a good time. Like, we watch it on Friday nights or Saturday mornings, and we record on Sundays. And we don't talk about it amongst ourselves. Ronald and I will sit there and watch it side by side, but we don't talk about it. We save it all for when we record. And like, we just allow ourselves to be ourselves, say the things that come to our mind, and have a good time. I will say this, that show is not edited in the way that you think most shows are edited. It literally is, we hit record, and that's it. What you see in the show is what happens when we're actually recording it. Like, it's like we were just doing it live. And I said to them on many occasions, like, I really look forward to recording the show with them, because I feel as though I can just be free, have fun. And it's like, it's escape from just the regular day-to-day things you have to do in your life, and then the heaviness of the world. And, the main goal is just to, I think we've accomplished our goal when someone like yourself can say, hey, you know what? I had fun watching it. And for the 45 minutes or hour that it's on, I felt as though the world around me was kind of closed out. And that's what it's really about. It's just about having fun. And I think that if more people, no, go ahead, Gwendolyn.
Well, I'll jump on that one, because I know I told you this before, but I'll tell everybody again. When it was the three of you before, when it was you and Rex and TJ, and I would be making my 4-hour trips to and from Houston, I would put on the conference call. Damn near had a couple of accidents trying to watch the screen because I was so caught up in the conversation. I'm trying to look at the pictures and everything. And I'm thinking I got to go back and leave my comments, because I'm like, what? They did what? And this happened? And then when you guys brought on Ronald, I was like, oh my, like, how do you drive and listen to that? It's like, maybe I just shouldn't do it. I just shouldn't do it. It is so, it's beyond entertaining. It does bring joy. You get all in it, but the ability, like, I never watched it on Instagram because I wasn't really on Instagram. So having you guys move to YouTube was able to expand my entertainment horizons. And I've been better for it.
Yeah, I think that we
put the link.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'll put the link to the show and to your show and in the description of the show.
I will say, over the last year, is really, I think when we started the show, our goal always was to be somewhat informative but entertaining. And I think that we've kind of hit a stride, especially like last year. And then also, I think what helped us was being able to bring on contestants from different shows that we've done, because really what it is the conference call, yes, but the show that we really focus on, and we've done the most work, is the recap show. And the recap show, it can be anything. It can be, we've done Drag Race, we've done Project Runway, and we've done a couple other recaps for different things. We just did Traders, finished that one. We try to look for shows that are in the social realm that's relevant at the time, that a lot of people have interest in, and that is somewhat interesting to us. Because here's the thing: if you're doing something you're not interested in, it doesn't work.
Exactly.
You have to find a common ground, commonality. Yeah, and then just allow the people that are doing this to be the authentic selves and just have a good time. And it's naturally going to just come across. I think the worst thing you can do is come on social media, come on any platform, and pretend to be something or someone you're not.
Exactly.
Because people can see right through you. And I think the other thing that works for us is that we each bring something different. TJ said something, not last week, but I think the week before, right before we got started. He said, I don't know if I told you this, but I think that you could make a great game show host. And I didn't really I didn't think about it until after he said it. I was like, I do kind of give game show host vibes. Because here's the thing, like, I look at myself as kind of like the narrator. Like, I start the show off and I kind of like narrate throughout. And then TJ is like the funny man, you know what I mean? And then Ronald brings a lot of references and history of Drag Race. And then when Ronald gets his funny one-liners in there, trust me, it's funny. And just the synergy between the three really, really works. So I love doing it.
So what I'm saying, what we're saying all together is, guys, just be your authentic self. People say, I have several people that have approached me, and not that this channel is so big. I mean, obviously we're gaining traction every show. We gain new subscribers. And some of my colleagues that are photographers in the community will say, Ron, I want to do what you're doing. Or I want to do something like what you're doing. And what do I need? What do I have to get? Well, what's the equipment? And I would say to them, just get yourself a little mic, if not a mic at all. Just get on your computer and do something and share whatever it is you want to share with the world. There's someone out in the world that wants to hear it. And you will find your tribe. Look at us here. Look how many people, 16 people are here right now. But I mean, by the end of the day, it's usually like 90 people have watched this, or sometimes 100, sometimes 200, depends on the day and the subject. But there's a core foundational bunch here that's here every day or every other day, or at least once a month or once every 2 weeks or whatever. But we're all joined together because this is our tribe. And think about everyone that goes to Girl Listen. I mean, how many people show up to just like hear Gwendolyn go on, and she's got the bullets, she's got the screen, she's got, Gwendolyn is like laid out with organization. So she's got the slide presentation and then she got the music going dun, 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 in the background. But everyone has their style. Everyone has their own style and their own creative ability. And the world is just waiting for you to just share it. That's how I see it now, is the world is just waiting for you to see it. I mean, Omar says something that's really, this is really special. He was there in the very beginning. He says, imagine if Ron never would have picked up a camera. Many of us would never have connected in this life.
Yeah, it's true.
I saw that it brought a thought to me, if I can do it really fast. So
yes,
I'm working with a fellow photographer who I met from one of the mobile food drives. This is the third year that we've done it. And he's like, I see you every year, you and your knee pads. I figured I should probably say hello. And I was like, yeah, I see you every year too, blah, blah, blah. So we're working on this project right now. I'm his assistant. And so we got to talking, and I had to cover for him that second week. I was him while he was in LA. And so he had a young lady be my assistant, and we started talking. And turns out that this young lady who knew him knew someone that I knew, I should say knew, but know from Chicago and actually work with and is a friend with. And so the world is more like 2 degrees separation. And, we often ask ourselves, if I could go back and do something different, would I do something different? And I always come back to the answer of no. Because if I didn't go through whatever storm or didn't make this decision, then I wouldn't have my work husband and I wouldn't have this person in my life and that person in my life. I mean, maybe I would, but I don't want to take that chance of not having them, right? So, everything, again, we decide to do or not do, it is very much connected, very much so. And because, of course, I know Ron, then I had a chance to meet Omar and Anthony. And, you get this circle. Oh, and of course, Chris. You get this whole circle.
And
But
then we met
the
Dr.
world is- yeah,
Tachi,
the
and
world
then
is really
and we just all start growing together.
Yes.
And how we become friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Tachi will get on the phone. Hey, Ron, just checking on you. And then,
Yeah.
I'll call her and say, hey, just checking on you. Are you okay? Just seeing what I haven't talked to you in a bit. And then we get on the phone and we talk for about an hour. And I'm like, we got to get off the phone.
Yes.
But and all of these communities, I think I say it all the time for a lot of folks that are here because of the our community. Sorry, my bad.
But Touch Base Daily?
No.
Patreon?
No.
What community? The photography community?
My community that these folks come from, that came from I happen to be on my cousin's community chat.
Oh, sure.
Page.
I was like, where's he going?
And then those people, I was there, and the next thing you know, some people were like, oh, he's okay. He's like, I think I want to hang out with this dude. And then they came over and we've been friends. And thank you, Kim, the CQ family. I had a brain freeze. But the CQ family, and how many people I met from the CQ family that are here, and then we get excited to see the Fifi and all of the rest of us. And these communities online have such a level of power and influence and connectivity and connective ability that we underestimate in a lot of cases, as for some folks. But and I like that how you said that. If we went, they call it the rubber band effect.
Yes.
You don't want to change anything in your past because you might lose out on something that is in your present.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That is so valuable to you today. So every good, every bad thing, every good thing, everything that made you cry, everything that made you laugh, everything that made you feel, everything that made you cold, every single one of those things gives us our present situation.
This is why you live life without regrets, because
And live in
good
the
or
now.
bad, it shapes who you are in this moment.
Yeah.
Well, that dude who
Live in
ghosted
the
me
now.
when I moved to Dallas, I wouldn't have my husband if he hadn't done that. Now I haven't seen that Negro since. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
say
bitter,
thank
though.
God. Say thank God.
Exactly, right? Because I know what love looks like and I feel it every day. So he helped me out with that one.
Absolutely. Listen, sometimes you don't know why things happen, but they happen for a reason. You might not know in the moment, but it's always revealed to you later on down the line. And you're living in it now.
Yeah. I mean, I think about I'm still pinching myself.
Look at where you are.
Here.
Yes.
This was a dream a year
You
ago.
were in
It
Africa.
was a thought.
And
here
even,
I am.
honestly, even before that, because I remember we were having conversations about, this like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you are literally in the middle of it now.
Unbelievable.
Can I throw in some requests?
Yes.
Because I know I've requested these things of you, Ron Foster, but let me put it out. Let me put it out in the open, as they say in the juke joint world. Put it out in the open. So
go for it.
What I would love to see from you is perhaps a couple of videos or some quick shorts where you can give people advice on how to travel, and I'll say within their means, Because people often see
Mm,
travel as being super expensive. Travel could just be up the street, honestly, or
that's right.
it could be across the waters. But if you were to put together like a couple of stories, or I should say shorts, or put together a couple of videos that just said, what if you wanted to do this, what things should you get in place if you want to do blah blah blah, right? Because people see it but they're like, could that be me? It could most definitely be you. It could be
Yes.
you, it could be you. But it would be great to get your advice and expertise and genius on that. That would be, I would like to see that. And I know you out there gallivanting and whatnot with the wildebeest and the giraffes and whatnot. But somewhere
Not the
in there,
wildebeest.
the
Well,
wildebeest,
the
the
wildebeest are coming.
ostriches, the ostriches. I know you're out
It's
there getting all your animals on, but it would be great to do a
not
little.
yet.
Thank you, Tanya. A little weekly. There's no time limit on it, but it could be that one. Hey, here's a quick tip, and then there could be the video that says, how do you make it? Because there are a number of people who are out there who do talk about traveling within your means,
Yes.
and how they take down the that veil or the barrier that travel is only for a select few people, which
Yes.
is just not true. It's just not true.
I agree. I will definitely be working on that. That's a good. Well, I was sitting. I was with. It was Paul and then it was. I think it was. Oh, my buddy Ben. It was. We went through several accounts, and we were looking at some of these guys and ladies that are on YouTube, but they were on Instagram first, and they have like 1.3 million followers, and one person had like 4 million followers, and how consistent and every one of them is so different in how they share travel. Everyone has their thing, and so my thing is obviously photography and travel, and I have learned so much in the last 4 weeks. I have so much to share. 4 weeks of trial and error, making mistakes. There was lots of interactions, ending up, trying to figure out my ticket on a train, for instance. I was like, oh, dog it, I got the wrong seat. And so I get on a train and I get the seat because this, it's called Euro Rails, and it's an app. And in it, it says aisle or window. But it doesn't have a third option because on most of these trains, there's a aisle window, like together, because it's just one
It's
row
two
with just
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. And I said, okay, which one are they talking about? Is it the aisle window or should I put the window? Obviously, now I know it's always put in the window. And but I was lucky. Well, for 2/3 of the ride. 1/3 of the ride, this family got on, and this kid was right in front of me coughing. And the mother was like, I was like this. I said, God, it could. I just had every time I get on a train or plane, it's always a kid coughing and sneezing, and I'm usually freaking out. But I always have a mask there just in case I need it. But again, there's lessons to be. I learned so many lessons on now I'm becoming an expert. I've been on 5 Euro trains. I've been on the bullet train like 5 times. Now, sorry, 7 times. So now I'm like, I'm more educated about these things, and now I feel like yes, I definitely can share those. Those are good snippets.
That's great, and I have one for you. So maybe about 2 months ago, I randomly one late night when I'm just up watching YouTube in the living room, I came across this young lady's page. She goes by Nomadic Introverts. She has 365 subscribers on YouTube, and she travels the country and the world. Now, she literally doesn't have a regular traditional home. She lives out of her Subaru on the East Coast, and she lives out of her what's the word I'm talking?
RV?
Oh my gosh. RV, yes, like an RV on the West Coast. And like sometimes when she wants to travel, like say from Virginia to Florida, she takes the Amtrak car train. She loads her car on the train and she takes it down to Florida.
People do it. People
She
do it.
flies from the East Coast to the West Coast and she lives in her trailer there. She's gone internationally and she literally just, she is, like she said, she's an introvert. She doesn't really, you don't really see her around other people unless she's like interacting with them in like foreign countries or in places that she's never been before. She's, walked across the border to go to Mexico. And she shows you how she lives on a daily basis out of her Subaru. She's shown where she's got to an accident. She's had to drop off her car to get it repaired. Yeah, it's really fascinating to see how some people live. Yeah, you would love her. And I'll send you a link so you can put it in the show notes, but
I will.
This is how people are doing it. Some people, they don't want a traditional home. They want to be by themselves and they just want to travel the world.
People are doing it because it's, again, technology has allowed us to be able to do this. And back to Tanya says, where is your oregano? My oregano tablets are with me everywhere I go. There's a whole thing full of oregano pills in the back. And with the oregano pills, because when you get a virus or a bug, you take those tablets and it's gone. It's gone within 24 hours. So I when I see those children, pop one in, and by the next day, I'm fine. Thank you for the oregano tablets.
I just put the link for the Nomadic Introvert in the comments so people that they can see it. Just add Nomadic Introvert in your YouTube search and it'll come up. She's really, really good. I think you would really enjoy her.
I think I want to check that out as well. Yes,
and I sent it to you in your text, Ron.
Thank you, bud. Travel is a very huge topic and people love to travel. And like I said, I'm learning so much. I'm learning about the people, but the thing I am learning the most, and I know I always say it sounds bad when I say it when it comes to American society. It sounds like I'm like a mad person about America, but you don't realize how much things have changed in America, as in food-wise, like the quality of food, quality of interactions, people just walking the streets holding hands. Every time I would come across, which was a lot in France especially, it was always these couples walking down the street holding hands. And I remember when I was a kid in Brooklyn, that was a normal thing. I mean, you saw couples walking, holding hands, like, doing their thing. And it's almost rare, at least in my neighborhood where I used to be. And now seeing it everywhere I go is seeing these couples holding hands, looking into each other's eyes, walking down the street, just strolling. And what was really unique in France is how many men were holding onto their wives' arms. We have this thing in America where women are supposed to be the weaker or the less than or whatever. And seeing in Europe how many men, their women was walking the streets and the husband or the boyfriend was holding the arm of the wife or the girlfriend. And I was like, I'm loving all the things that you don't see in a movie about other cultures that you can actually see in real life is really a blessing. But anyway,
nice.
Any last thoughts? Anyone have a last thought before we do our banners here? And
I just look forward to seeing what else you get into as you maneuver this new space.
Guess what? I gotta tell y'all, Saturday I might go live if I can. Now that my little let me tell you.
Oh no!
Yes, little guy,
Wait,
this thing is your own mobile Wi-Fi. You put it in your pocket and you have Wi-Fi everywhere you go. You don't have to wait for a signal. It's right here. Man, I'm so excited about this because guess what? I can be in the middle of a field. So speaking of fields, this Saturday, Paul let me know today that we're going to a friend's house who has a lot of land. They have a vineyard. So we're going to pick grapes. We're going to pick grapes for the wine that she creates. And then after we pick the wines, I got to do clips. You know, B-roll city. Here comes the B-roll. And then we are going to stomp grapes. So I told Paul, I said, I got to get a pedicure.
Oh my God.
I said, Paul, I can't take off my shoes and stomp grapes with those bad toes. No, I got to go get a pedicure. But we're gonna be stomping grapes on Saturday, and I cannot. When he told me, I was like, I got so excited. I was like, I can't wait to stomp grapes. So again, this my world is definitely keeps expanding, and I'm doing things I never thought I would be doing, or even thought of doing. Like I would have never thought that I would be stomping grapes on Saturday. This is gonna be like crazy. And I can't wait to film it. Can't wait to share it. Because nothing's like a good bottle of vino. So anyway, let me do our banners and then we'll get out of here. So let's go to the videotape. So again, make sure, there we go. We have a YouTube community here, and so you can share your photography in the YouTube community and text postings and conversations, engagements. And please, guys, put some. I mean, there's a couple of people that do use this community posting page, part of this YouTube channel. Use it. If you have something to say, share it. Also, if you want to be on the email list, make sure you go to RonLouis Photos. Click on that. Automatically, it will come up saying newsletter. Or just scroll and just put in your information so you could be on the mailing list. And then also event photography. Now I have a schedule. So I know that I will be in the United States between July and November, or I should say December. So if you need a booking and you need photography in the New York area or anywhere in the country, in the US, I am available to photograph your events. So I make money. You gotta make money to be able to do what you gotta do, right? So you gotta be able to make money back in the States so you can travel abroad. So do that. And also thank you to the Patreon members for all that you do. And again, I do have some things I'm working on for you guys because you guys have been with me from the very beginning and you have supported. I could not have done this without you. So I continue to thank the Patreon members. And also, last but not least, if you're in the building, make sure you always hit the like. And always, if you're here for the first time, subscribe and be a part of the community. And that is it. I think we had a great conversation today, y'all.
I think so.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So guys, we're out of here. Is there any more posts? I see no one wants emails. What is the to the okay? Everybody wants emails. And Omar Ramos says some laughing. You are having a ball. I certainly am, and I want you to all have a ball with your life. You do not have, like Gwendolyn said, you do not have to travel abroad to enjoy traveling. Travel to your park, your local park. Travel to the local bar. Travel to the local farm. Wherever you can do it locally as well as overseas. So guys, Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will see you after my first massage. I may have to take that too. No, I am not taking my massage.
We'll talk about BTS.
See you guys tomorrow. Later.